Back with more on this breaking news we just mentioned a few minutes ago. The Wall Street Journal's afternoon story about the Trump administration planning to proceed with tariffs on Chinese goods. We certainly saw stocks sell off a bit into the close, may have been picked up a bit because of that story and some comments that the president made to our own Bret Baier in his interview on Air Force One. Let's bring in from Tennessee, Tennessee Congressman Diane Black, who joins us from Capitol Hill this afternoon, House Ways and Means Committee member. It's always good to see you. The trade war is a broad term. We could talk to you about Canada. We could talk to you about the European Union. But let me start with China. U.S. has promised to go after China. There's been threats back and forth. Now, if the Journal is right, maybe these tariffs are coming sooner rather than later. What's your view on them?
I will say the president is someone who is a business person. He knows how to negotiate. Listen, we have a trade imbalance with China. We have had it for a long time. Our leaders have been afraid to stand up to China, and I believe that he's doing the right thing in standing up to China to get us some equal, fair trade.
I think a lot of people agree with you because they look at the numbers and they say, boy, for years the Chinese have not been treating us fairly. Now, on the other hand, I said I could have talked to you about other countries. I know maybe many states, Kentucky comes to mind, but even your home state of Tennessee comes to mind. You might face retaliation for these other tariffs that have been threatened, whether it's the European Union or Canada. Do you have a different feeling about the way the president's handled that?
As a member of Ways and Means, we have had the trade ambassador in our conference room, and we've talked about this many times. I think he's coming back again next week. And we've been encouraging him to be targeted about where they do the tariffs, because we know that there are bad actors out there, and that's really who we want the president to go after and the administration.
Well, like China, for example.
That's right, China. Exactly.
I mean, a lot of people suggest, why didn't we all team up with our allies, Europe and Canada, and everybody go after China? But instead, that's not. These are one-offs, right? This is kind of us versus the world, right?
I think it's one of those deals where it's hard for other countries to do that. This president has a backbone. He ran on making America great again and to put America first, and he's doing just what he said, so we shouldn't be surprised at that. And there are bad actors out there, and China is one of them, and I think that this is a way to show that we are going to be tougher and making sure that there is fair trade. Right. And NAFTA is right now, of course, being negotiated with Mexico and with Canada, and there are some places there that we need to stand up for Americans and make sure that our products are treated fairly. And
they may come back at you, right? I mean, I mentioned everybody keeps talking about bourbon out of, I guess, Kentucky, but also Tennessee whiskey. That's, I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but for trade purposes, that's in the bourbon category. So they could come back at you. They can come back at, a lot of businesses in your state, too, right?
Well, we're making a lot of even I don't want to, what you call them, the bourbons that are made by small companies, boutique bourbons, and people are loving that. So they'll make some Tennesseans real happy if they think that bourbon is going to be specific for Tennessee, our whiskey and our bourbon.
All right, well, we'll keep following up on that. I want to ask you real quick before we let you go about that story. We covered it a lot yesterday out of Seattle. There was big-time pressure on the city council out there from corporate America, and they did vote to repeal that big tax they had on businesses like Amazon and Starbucks and what have you. What did you make of that? It was what a reversal and a quick reversal.
Well, I'd like them to come to Tennessee because Tennessee is wide open for business. We're a low-tax state. We're the fourth lowest in the entire nation, and we're booming. Our economy has been booming for months, and so it just shows that if you do the right things, you can attract businesses in, and you just have to be careful to make sure that you have a business-friendly environment, which we do in Tennessee. I'm very proud of that.
And they really had to turn around on that out there. And you're right, it's a different environment from where you guys are, but I guess they found out that what seems popular at the time is actually the opposite. I mean, people don't want to deal with that type of issue. Apparently, they were trying to raise money to deal with homelessness, but I guess they'll have to find a better way to do it.
Well, businesses will move, and they'll move with their feet into places where they believe that they can get the best environment to be business friendly.
We've seen that a lot.
So we like that.
Yep, we've done a lot of that is driven by taxes. You're right about that, Congressman Black. Thank you. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.